to allofiber.com/EBB.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Fires a pass, and it's intercepted by the Huskers at the 25, Jay Foreman. And Foreman takes it down to the 19-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Wednesday, everybody, and this is Old School. I want to thank you folks for jumping on the Sartor Hamann video stream, catching it live. I hope you're on it. If you're not on it, take time now. You can jump on it. Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, just 93.7 The Ticket. Jump on it and be a part of what it's about to happen here. It's a pretty cool moment. Sartor Hamann text line 464-5685 and the Honda Lincoln hotline 464-5685. It's a big day around here. But usually the case is with things that are big, there's a lot of work and a lot of sweat, a lot of bruising, a lot of tears. Today is one of those days where the best way to do this is for me to introduce Ron Romero. You guys know Ron, who owned the station and owns Schaefer's and is just such a big part of the Lincoln community. Ron, welcome to the show. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
And then next to you, my lovely wife, Rebecca, who these two have put their heads together and they have just manipulated the universe to make a thing happen. And Ron, I would let you do the honors and letting folks know what you want to say about this.
Okay. Thing. Is this on?
Yes, okay. Sir.
All right. Well, I just want to congratulate Rebecca and Derek because we recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary at the Ticket from when we started. And the baton is going to be passed. And is being passed. The sale is official. We're cleared with the FCC, and the Pearsons are the new owners of the Ticket. And I'm really excited. They've been doing a lot of things around here the past couple of months with programming and with the stream and all this type of stuff. And so this was anticipation of we getting the FCC approval, which we got last month. And so signed off on it, and it's yours.
It's yours now. It's yours now. Here, you can. Here, if it was just that simple. I guess I would have to say first. I have to ask first why you got, because I don't know if folks know, like why you got into this in the first place.
Well, originally, it was an investment. To be, because I've been around radio broadcast, even though I'm in the retail business. When I was younger, I was a disc jockey for a while, and I always kind of liked radio and always kept my kind of fingers on the pulse of what was going on, doing my own commercials and stuff like that. And then this opportunity came up, and I was approached by a group of investors to come into the home field communication field there and be part of home field. And so that's what I did. And over the years, it's turned out that I was the sole member of home field. And I felt that it was time. I have a lot of other little irons in the fire and businesses, and this really needs to have somebody dedicated to the profession that really enjoys sports and getting out and working with people. And I just didn't have the time to do that. And, I recognized immediately the talent that you had Derek.
Thank you.
So that's why we started talking about this about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And it seems like yesterday in one way.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to turn it over to somebody that I knew that would grow it and had the passion for sports. And that's really what the station needs to take it to the next level. We've got it here to the first level and passing the baton.
The real talent in the room is this young lady to your left. And I can say publicly that she's the reason why this happened. And quite frankly, it would be out of my mental realm. Like, it requires somebody that thinks on such a much bigger scale. I asked you, Ron, this before we go to Beck. I asked you this yesterday. Why us?
Well, like I said earlier, I recognize the talent that you have, Derek, and then met Becky early on and recognized her talents and organizational skills and everything. And I said, this is a good fit. And, as you know, there were some other people that were interested, and I just felt that this was the best fit. I know it is. You guys are pros. You know how to run a business, and you know sports, and you're having fun with it, and that's what it takes.
Wife of mine, why would you allow this to happen? What are you doing? Have you learned nothing about me? No, this is like the amount of work. Like, you have a job. That's full time. And you know how much I love sports, but why would you want to dive in this pool?
Yeah. Well, great question. I'll try to do it without crying, but I too also recognize the talent. You, because I live with you and I'm married to you. So I've known how talented you are. And I want to give you, work with you to have a chance to kind of, share that with the world. We've talked about how we can have an impact on the world, but also the rest of the talent, the team here at the Ticket, and the love that the group has here for each other, and just how everybody works together. Right? It's important. You and we've done a lot of jobs and done a lot of things, and it's important to have the right environment where we can contribute. And we're here. We chose Lincoln for our retirement, and we want to give back to the community and be a part of that community. So here we are.
It's interesting because, Ron, she has to go through and go through every game and film study with me, indirectly or directly. And so we understand how tough it is and how meaningful it is. But for you, Beck, you have a grander vision for it and directional vision for it. What do you want to include in what we do?
Sure. Well, I think the thing we talk about the most is just having sort of diversity of thought. It's one of the things that's been important to me my whole life. As you know, I now work and support women's economic empowerment all over the world. I'm the president of We Connect International, which is a nonprofit organization that works mostly outside the U.S. So it's important to me. I've seen the power of diversity, having worked in the corporate life for 24 years at ExxonMobil. I've seen the power of what bringing diverse thought brings to the table. And that's really important. And I think important for a place like Lincoln, it's the center of Nebraska from a capital city perspective, where you have a chance to really change people's lives here. And when you talk about sports, for me, the appeal of our life is the access to these young student athletes in a town like this, where we can give them opportunity that maybe they wouldn't have had, or give anybody who hasn't had the opportunity that maybe they should have. We hopefully can do that, and do that through sports. Sports is such a great equalizer and gives you the platform to address so many issues in the world in a way that people can relate to it. So being able to bring that thought and voice to the radio waves and through digital, and giving people something else to think about is really important to me.
Again, I said this to Ron yesterday. I'll say it publicly. Not in my wildest of dreams does today happen. I live with a pretty powerful woman, pretty intelligent. The world moves differently. But what was required for this to happen was such a unique human being who was willing to trust us with his baby and his labor of love. And I have to tell you, one, I'm humbled, I'm flattered, Beck and I, we've talked about it a million times. You are perfect. You are the perfect person. Sir, we will honor you. We will make you proud of us. And for what you're doing for people that you don't even know, people that you're never going to meet. You did something today that people you're never going to meet are going to benefit from.
That's great. I appreciate it.
That, kind sir, it's exceptional. We're going to throw an early break because Becky needs to leave. You need to leave. But we have some hugging to do, and that's none of y'all's business. So we're going to throw it to break. Jay Foreman will be back when we return, but that is the news. There are new owners. But Ron, this is forever home.
Great.
Kind sir, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Ron.
DP.
We'll throw it to break. Jay Foreman next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Cloudy skies this morning should give way to a little bit of afternoon sunshine. We'll top out near 82, a southeast wind at around 15. We'll keep a few clouds around the region tonight with a low of 67. Tomorrow, increasing cloud cover, a decent chance of late-day showers and thunderstorms, and a high once again near 82. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for the Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's the Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill, sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
This is Brad Moline, president of Allo Communications. I'm proud to say that Allo is supporting the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We are committed to bringing high-quality internet to everyone in our fiber communities. If you qualify for federal support or have been financially impacted during the pandemic, you may receive free 500 megabit internet from Allo. To find out more, please stop by the Allo store or go to allofiber.com/EBB.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In Class A football in Week 1, Lincoln Northeast fell to Fremont in a shutout with the score ending 35-0. Lincoln High defeated Lincoln North Star in a thriller 26-24. Lincoln Southeast would beat Omaha North 29-19. For local recruiting, Blake Miller from Lord Central Catholic 8-man football team committed to Nebraska's walk-on football program on Sunday. In softball on Saturday, number 6 Lincoln East took home the LPS Classic Pool title. They went 3-0 in their run for the title. They defeated Waverly 6-1, Elkhorn North 11-1, and Omaha Burke 9-7 on their run. To set things up for high school football on Saturday, Lincoln Lutheran will play at Lincoln Christian, Omaha Bryan will play at Lincoln High, Grand Island will play at Lincoln Pius, Lincoln Northeast plays at Lincoln North Star, and Lincoln Southwest will play at Lincoln Southeast. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Ready for this?
1, 2, 3, up.
At Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, we help rebuild the lives of people who've experienced traumatic illness and injury. With clinical expertise, cutting-edge research, and innovative technology, Madonna delivers world-class rehabilitation for adults and children. We restore hope one step, one word, and one breakthrough at a time, so our patients and their families can have confidence when we tell them, now you can. Learn more at Madonna.org.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
At Koppel, you can shop online for the most affordable crossovers, SUVs, cars, and trucks. They have new Chevrolet and GMC or used inventory, all at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Sean Callahan, and before I got my car at Koppel, I shopped online at koppelcars.com. I found a vehicle I liked, then I drove that money-saving mile to Koppel in Louisville. You should too. It was just minutes from I-80 or at koppelcars.com.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party postgame show on 93.7 The Ticket. Each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the team and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, sponsored by Southeast Community College and N Street Drive-In. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's perfect. It takes two.
It does.
It does.
No, hey man, it's Lincoln. Look at you, man. Come on, boy. Listen. Hey, you can put me on there. I got me a lineup day, man. I got a lineup today. You know what I'm saying?
Trim the
hey, look, listen here, and I got a different shirt on for the auntie for DP.
See, thank you.
Still rocking the same hat, new draws, same shorts that need to get dyed. But let me tell you something, man. Lincoln is it feels like it might be for some people. It might be Armageddon. You got two brothers on the radio
having a meeting.
Having a meeting. It wasn't even. I will usually say it's a hostile takeover when brothers came in. Now you got an official head man in charge, but usually
you wasn't even gonna say that. Like you wasn't even gonna say that.
I was gonna say the one I want to say, but I didn't want to get in my
H-bleed.
I call it Hockey Night in Canada,
right?
Because I was gonna get that on my license plate.
Oh.
And I think it was either my wife or somebody was like, "Hey, well, how are you gonna explain that to my father-in-law?" So it's gonna be Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah,
I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah,
I ain't played a lick of hockey, but you know it's Hockey Night in Canada. You know what I'm saying? DP came up in here like from what was that movie, man? When he was walking around with the baseball bat, man, and to lean on me, walking through there. You know what I'm saying?
Sing the song.
Yeah.
Sing the song.
Rustling up some stuff.
Who taught you how to sing a song like that?
It's been a funny 24 hours, man, because we don't really ever have a script, but we was texting last night about our man Urban Meyer. I wonder what Urban's real name is. Is it Urbano?
No, it's actually
Urban.
It's actually
Urban Meyer. And we talked about it weeks ago. Urban Meyer is going to struggle with the intricacies of the NFL business. That's the only, like, coaching, game plan, motivating, evaluating players, building a team, building a culture. He could do that. He could go build a business. He could take, this is how strongly I respect Urban Meyer as a leader or whatever, right? And I know people will say, with his assistant coach, but it's in general.
Right.
And we can't go without saying that he recruited Aaron Hernandez. After you do Aaron Hernandez and stab somebody, I think it was on his recruit trip, but we won't go there. But let's just take good Urban, right? He has I have a ton of respect for him, but one of the things that I knew that he would struggle with is just the little things of what to say, what not to say, because you could get away with it in college because he won so much, right? Kind of, and you know what a perfect example of it is Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney has a phenomenal story, walk on, grew up in kind of a different family, dynamics and issues. Walk on out of Alabama, coach there, then kind of was just a throw-in coach. He was like the receiver coach and was like the only, hey, we'll just give it to this guy because we don't think he'll be good.
Did film study first,
but he was the receiver coach before he took the head coaching job.
Yeah.
And they didn't think he'd be successful. And then, you know what? He was like, oh, you know what? This guy can actually really coach a little bit. Now, look at him now. And he was the, God-fearing man, had all that stuff, and then next thing you know, once brothers was starting to get paid and brother was starting to like be a little bit bigger than the program, Dabo got brand new. But it goes by the wayside because he's winning so much and he's built a powerhouse down there. And it's like Alabama Junior, because here's what people don't understand is like, and Lincoln is like this, but obviously we're not at that level football wise, is that Tuscaloosa and Clemson are two very, very small, off the beaten path places.
Super small.
Super small. They have a decent population, and when you go there, there's tons of stuff to do. But for a national guy to go there, he has to work for it. You just ain't flying in there, right? You can actually probably get to Lincoln faster than if you wanted to go, because you can, like, if you're like you're a national reporter, you can actually fly into LNK in Lincoln, straight flight. You ain't getting to Alabama that quick, and then you got to drive down there, and next thing you know, you might not want to stop at a gas station. You might get jammed up.
Listen, Seneca, South Carolina ain't safe for everybody.
Right. So
all day long.
So it's different that I wouldn't say they get away with stuff, but those things don't make national news. And by comparison, even look at like some of our press conferences, how it gets national news. Now, granted, when you're the first game in week 0 or only game in week 0 or only legitimate game in week 0, then you're going to get it because people just need something to talk about until Thursday night because you got 2 pretty good games tomorrow night. So, Urban Meyer, it's funny that, somebody asked him COVID, status, did it go into it? He was like, yeah, it's on the table. He was just dumb enough to say it. It's on everybody's table for people that have, whether you're a Denver Broncos fan, Chiefs fan, Vikings fan, there's probably not a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars fan, Raiders, or whatever you're a fan. Every GM, coach, and decision maker that is on the table, and it's actually one of the top, things that they check off. And the reason why, if people, the NFL and the NFLPA just came to an agreement on testing and stuff like that. What didn't get a lot of run was, if me and you are 2 players, right, and say we just got released or traded, say you're vaccinated and I'm not vaccinated, you got to sit out 24 hours. I have to sit out anywhere from 5 to 10 days.
Right.
So if you're trying to pick up players and then you're going to have it, you might have 2 games in 10 days.
Yeah, you might need them like Thursday.
Right. You're not playing, and then if you play the following Sunday, it's iffy, and you have to be, you have to be COVID free. So
and they can't be around to train.
Right, you can't be around to train. You can't be around to practice. You can't be around to learn the playbook. So essentially, a person that's unvaccinated is on the shelf for 2 weeks, regardless if you're going to the practice squad or directly to the active roster. So when he says it, then the NFLPA is like, we go on an investigation. Well, you should have known it because part of the agreement sets forth this. And this is the thing that's funny about some of the things that are in the CBA, and on the surface, it looks really, really good, right? Because doing more testing and stuff. But ultimately, you can handicap some teams and players from getting employment. Even before, when they were like, oh, well, if you were a certain amount of tenure, you're going to get this much money. Well, that hurt a lot of guys because you can pay 3 rookies for one job, for one person. And then, yes, it still lessens the salary cap, when they made a adjustment to it. But at the end of the day, yeah, the salary cap, the owners care about the salary cap, but they're paying somebody to care about the salary cap. They know even if it's still going to cost them $450 against the salary cap, I still am paying you $1 million. So it still comes down to dollars and cents, right? And what more bang for the buck? Because at the end of the day, you could get 2 rookies for my salary cap number at $500,000. You know what I'm saying? Or $250 each.
Here's how on fire you are with it. That I got a call yesterday, and they said, and this is for Carolina, it's not only vaccinated versus unvaccinated. And they said, remove that.
Right.
Just consider, remember all the conversation about how many players you would have brought to teams, but you didn't want the distraction.
Sure, yeah.
Right? You didn't want the distraction. Also, the very first thing that has to be done is the physical, which tells you every injury that's ever been recorded about said player.
Sure.
And then an evaluation of that player.
Right.
Right? Can this player, is his ankle gonna is it 92%? Is it 90%? Is his back 80%? And you go, wait a minute. This is the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
It's the same thing, yeah.
It's literally the same thing.
And and really, to be honest with you, the way those physicals go, it's whether they really how bad. If they want you, you'll pass. If they don't, oh man, you know that ankle injury you had back in your rookie year? Yeah, we can't. You know that. You know, you look. We just can't. That's too much.
You know what else they check out? They check out your personal life.
Oh yeah.
You know what else they check out? They check out who you hanging with and who you getting your ideas from.
Oh yeah, they do all that.
Where
stuff.
are you getting your information from? And it's that thing. Remember that old thing? Well, certain players wouldn't get picked up because they hang out in the wrong crowds.
Right,
they've got people, they've got distractors, and they've got people that are feeding them bad information.
Right. The so-called, in quotes, posse.
Right. But now the posse is everything.
The posse is what you believe, and it's not fair. It's not right, because here's the funny thing, and we'll just have like a frank conversation, right? If you just take 100 people, right, that's generally a football team, from coaches, say trainers, equipment guys, and then just say you got a 53-man roster, and just say it's just 10 guys on the practice squad, just all practical. This is 100 guys, 100 people. That's in the NFL kind of, and even though there's more, right? But there's 100 people. It's no different than 100 people working for IBM, Target Corporation, Best Buy, whatever corporation. You'll have majority of them that are cool, that are kind of go and do their thing, and they want the betterment. You have some people that's only for themselves. You got some people that know how to work the system. You got some people that have prejudices, racist or whatever, but then you might be sitting next to them, might not know, or you do know, but you know what, we got to go and do what we got to do, right?
We got to fight other people, right?
Or we got to do, what the job tells us to do.
Yeah.
And so that's what's funny is like, you got some players that are, and I get it, they have an opinion about it, which is fine, but what you'll start to see is you'll have some players that feel so strongly about them act like they can't play with them. Listen here, man, your job is to play football. Okay. I don't have to. I mean, majority of the guys that I play with, I really, really liked. Right. And some of them you had more of a personal relationship with, because when you were playing at that certain time, in your career or in your life, whether you're both single or just with some, have a significant other. But like Henry, okay, here's an example. One of the guys that had a big influence on me as a younger player, two, was Thurman Thomas and Henry Jones. We used to call him Big Bank Hank, right? So Thurman Thomas was a running back. Henry Jones was a safety. I hung out with Henry a lot because I looked up to him, right? And he's actually a scout for the Chargers, and his daughter is like almost like an Olympic type of sprinter, and I think she goes to a West Coast school, like USC or something, because he always is posting on Facebook that she, broke this record and all this or whatever. But we hung out a lot because we were defensive players, and and he was real down to earth. He's from Chicago, but Henry had kids, so when he left,
certain things you can't do.
Well, I mean, he's going home. He's got he's got to stop by, Wegmans or whatever it was, or Harris Teeter, or or Hy-Vee, pick up food on the way home or whatever he needs to do. School supplies, go school shopping. And, I'm thinking like, okay, well, where are we going to eat? And, what's on, did I make sure I got my VHS recorder to record Martin and all the shows I wanted so I could watch when I got home. Right. And that, and so, so there's a different, you have to be able to be adaptive and to work with different people, regardless of what they feel about whether it's COVID or the politics or whatever. That's their personal choice. Now, granted, it can affect how you can go about winning. And you heard Jerry Jones, when his statement is like, hey, look, it's cool. Pretty much Jerry Jones was like, hey, it's all fun and games until it comes to winning time. And if you mess up me winning, you gone.
He goes, I'm here for one thing.
One thing. Yeah. So, I mean,
have you followed the Hard Knocks?
No.
Okay. So,
but Jerry Jones, all you got to do is just get Jerry, just all you have to Jerry Jones might be one of the funniest and coolest dudes of all time, because I just want to just listen to the Jerry Jones. What owner has his own radio show?
Listen,
Jerry Jones is living his best life right now.
what owner has his own party van
And a yacht.
Well, there's 2 yachts.
Yeah,
there's one for everybody,
and one for
yeah.
one for Jerry. But I'm just saying, no, I haven't followed it.
So it's so in week 4,
right?
Final game cuts. They're playing Jacksonville, right? They're playing Jacksonville, and so at the end of it, they go out to midfield, and Urban before the game, they go out to midfield, and Urban goes, "You know what I haven't had to do today? Haven't had to talk to any parents. Haven't had to talk to any boosters.
Yeah, that's true.
Haven't had to." He goes, "You know what? The only thing that's here is football."
Right.
And he walked away, and it was like, yeah,
he's probably in his element. And you know what? The owner of Jacksonville, who's a great owner, but he's hands off though.
Because he's too busy living life.
No, but the thing
he lives like he's got $8 trillion.
And he's got
right,
big bread.
But
But what I'm saying is, for him, there's some owners that want to be GMs and coaches, i.e. Jerry Jones, and there's some owners that want to be bigger than the team, like Daniel Snyder.
Yes.
There's some owners that are notorious for not doing good business. The Chargers, right?
Snyder
too, but we already put him there. And there's some owners that just kind of want to be like, I just want my team to be successful, and I want to hire people, and I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it until they do it. And he seems like, and he's seen it, but also this guy here, he knows he's not a football guy.
I fell between two lanes with Snyder, and I fall within 2 lanes for Jerry Jones, because there's the person,
right,
and then there's the business that the person is doing,
or the business guy,
right, like, or who they put in place for their business.
Sure.
And I have to remember to put down the business, because the way they do business is none of mine.
Right.
It's none of mine. Like, I can't go through. Who of us has had the business successes of either Jerry Jones or Daniel Snyder? No.
Yeah.
So for us to go after them is kind of hypocritical. Now, the people, we can talk about that, because Jerry Jones is funny, and Jerry Jones will tell you, look, I'll be your best friend if you can help me win a Super Bowl. Right. He goes, I don't care who you work for. You can work for me if you are interested in me winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
And Jacksonville has a thing where their owner is trying to figure out, what kind of owner does he really want to be?
Yeah.
Like, does he want playoff wins matter? Or does he want to be this vehicle for the community?
Yeah.
Who happens to be a good football team or a decent football team?
Right, yeah. And Jacksonville, and it's the city of Jacksonville because it's a dump. All right, hey, listen there. No disrespect.
That's funny. No. I got
no disrespect to the city of Jacksonville, the people there. I went there one time, and I was like, dude, this is horrible. I remember I texted Seth Payne, how did you play here? It's a dump. And but I think, and one of my favorite people that I ever played with, Sam Coward, is from Jacksonville.
I got to read you this text. Web Blanket says, "Careful, Jay. Don't be too hard on the owners. There's one sitting right next to you."
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Hey, thank you. I forgot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
I'm still reeling from when he was asking about one of my favorite owners and one of my favorite NFL stops yesterday. So I guess we all got to get in line here. Yeah, Yeah, you're right. You are 100% right, Texter. I gotta fall in line.
Look,
I gotta make sure that I gotta start being on the up and up and tighten up. You know what I'm saying in here, Mr. Pearson, how you doing? Jay Forby, right? I guess I gotta get in my corporate. I guess maybe I need to start, instead of wearing the same T-shirt, I gotta start coming in here with a little.
We ordered you some new gear. Just don't worry.
That's first thing to do for Jay Foreman needs new gear.
Needs
right?
gear. Like,
right,
we already worked it. Right. And listen, for the listeners, we do have that was a whole part of all of the stuff that they're now figuring out why it was going on.
Right.
Why the new logo, why the new lineup, why the new personalities, and a big part of it. So we're going to put the new logo on some gear.
Okay.
We got to get it in J Foreman gear. Everybody will take new pictures and
Oh
all
man.
that stuff, like to get it in. That's how that is. You said owner. I had to look around. Like, who are you talking about?
You're right.
Like,
it ain't hit you yet, right?
Hey, Becky must be here.
That's who's usually running the show, right? I mean, that's the way it usually goes.
Let's be fully fully transparent.
Right.
Let me try to find a couple that I would compare that to.
You like Daniel Snyder and his wife because she's running the show.
She's running it
only out of necessity to save him. No, you know who you two are like.
Daniel Snyder knows her
you're
stuff.
you're like the Buffalo Bills owners.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
think of Phil Jackson and the owner
Jeannie Buss. Phil Jackson. Until you moved to like South Dakota or something, then Phil Jackson.
Lincoln, Nebraska's. Yeah.
That's close. But Phil Jackson was with her. Outkicked his coverage from a look standpoint, and then he just said, "Yeah, I don't think I'm married. I'm gonna go ahead and move up to Montana and just out there." And he's like, "I can feel." Here's what Phil Jackson's doing. He is chiefing like no other, reading books.
But you have to give a full definition of chiefing, because there are three facets to it. There's the nature.
He's chiefing. He's probably got a full thing of gummies. He's got gummies, got probably the best vape, and he probably has a serious bong like no other. And then he's probably, I can see Phil Jackson on his like compound, like playing the flute and like calling in the birds, just out there, and then talking to them.
And then calling into like LA talk shows under a different voice,
name, yeah.
like on a different voice, and then he would
Yeah.
just make it and ask him why they don't want to run the triangle the way Phil taught him.
Right.
Like, well, why can't we do that?
They need to do it.
Right. And Phil hadn't had on shoes in like 6 months.
No,
like there's no shoes. Matter of fact, he might not have had a shirt on.
got the hardest underfeet of all time.
Look,
you should name him Running Foot, Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson had the roughest hands of any coach in the NBA. Like most of the NBA coaches are soft-handed dudes.
Yeah.
These are comfortable. I use lotion. You're a lotion dude. You're a lotion dude.
Sometimes, yeah, for the most part.
Okay, their father don't know that you don't use lotion. He talking
Right.
about you. But most dudes in the NBA, metrosexual would be fair.
Yeah.
Right? That they take care of themselves. They want to look good. Suits,
groomed and
right,
everything.
the whole. Phil Jackson, we shook hands in the locker room, and I thought he had just been out back cutting trees. Like I was like,
he got them coal miner hands, don't he?
Yeah, like it was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? Like, did you shake my hand with a pine cone?
Yeah.
Like this is
Knuckles all swollen.
it was like, what is going on
Two
here?
fingers going one way. That's why they couldn't run the triangle good at the end of his
Good
career.
point.
He pointing this way, they going that way. He got summer fingers. Some are going this way, some going that way.
Look, I had mine fixed. You can see that one. I had to have mine fixed.
Yeah.
Years of just so basketball, football, baseball. Each
Battle
one.
wounds.
Yep, just got pins and screws at each one. It's always funny for me for owners to figure out, especially in the NFL.
Right.
NBA owners are a different dude.
Yeah.
Like none of these are the same folks.
No.
The only owner I know that crossed over successfully was Ted Leonsis from Washington, who did the Caps and the Wizards.
But he didn't do football.
He did right.
You aren't gonna get any. It'd be interesting if anybody could ever like go back and research any football owner that had success in other sports, because the ownership model and the mindset is so, how can I say this, so prehistoric that it wouldn't work in the NBA. It wouldn't work in hockey. It wouldn't work in baseball, partly because they all have better unions in the NFL, but partly because of the precedent that's been set for 20, 30 years of how the NFL was, even back in like the 60s. So
who has the best retirement package when it comes to alumni?
Everybody besides the NFL.
Right? That the NBA has a better.
Yeah.
What do we know their number? Like, do we know how much
their
they
800
pay?
number?
No. Like how much they pay? How much they pay per year as a minimum for players?
You can ask E Strick.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That'd be a good conversation at East Rick. So, it'd be interesting to see how this thing with Urban Meyer works. I think it's going to go two ways. I think eventually, if he stays like 5 years, I think they'll eventually have a pretty good team. I like Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I was sad.
He impressed me the other night.
He made some throws he made some big boy throws.
He had Dak and Zeke going, oh man, he's smooth.
Yeah,
like,
for real. And he's not even putting his whole gun in it. So, and I like Etienne as a, he's a modern day running back, but he's out for the season. Mm-hmm. But they already got Robinson, who's a bell cow. So they got all the two main, and I like Jones as a number one, Marvin Jones. He's
earned it.
And he's a young 30 because he didn't play his first few years. So they got the things that they need. Don't have a tight end, or a dominant tight end, which I think.
How do you not get a dominant tight end for Trevor Lawrence
in this day and age?
Like, you got to protect your ace.
Well, they'll draft one in the next year or get somebody in free agent, but it's hard to get guys to go to Jacksonville. I mean, it's a dump.
Well, but that's why you draft.
But you got to keep them there. Well, it's one thing to draft them, and then as they're hitting their peak, dominant tight ends just don't come in. Generally they kind of work their way up through there. You know what I mean? So if I were them, if they could, you know who I would trade for? Try to get Ertz from Philly. That's what I would do because he's later in his career. Mm-hmm. Now he might want to try to go to a winner, but then I would be like, dude, you're already on a doo-doo team anyways. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's generally available, mm-hmm. Even though he's had a couple
pretty good teammate,
great teammate, mm-hmm. Professional, would help Trevor Lawrence from a mental, football acumen standpoint, mm-hmm. in my opinion, and he still has some juice in those legs, and he would open up the middle of the field, and it would really fit into the type of offense that I'm assuming that they're trying to run. I know the tight end he can have next year. Who?
He's right down the street.
Right down the street.
Yeah, he's right down the street.
Yeah, I got a couple of them, but you ain't allowed to talk about that right now. So I'll let you So anyways, but I think that the thing that's going to happen.
I just wanted to see the look on his face. Like
DP is the last 24 hours. You about to get blacklisted. All right.
Oh, I already got blacklisted today by the program.
You might get blacklisted from Jay Foreman here. You be like, "Where's Jay?" Jay be like, "You just go back to August 31st and September 1st."
Deep this. So, real talk. Like Matt Lubick is a neighbor, and I've been really kind about not dragging Matt into sports radio. And I'm like, okay. So finally the other night, our building had a fire alarm. So we're standing out front and we talk. And I'm like, okay, so you need to come on and it's time. Like, it's time. Matt says yes. And we said, okay. So we called today and say, hey, let's go 4:00 on Thursday. Yep. So he goes down and Keith Man goes, no. And he goes, but here's why. And I was like, okay, at least you gave me a why. And it made sense.
Right.
Like, it made sense. Like, I was like, listen, just like I told you, I don't want anybody upset about you having conversations with me. I said, Matt, I'll do it when they say you can do it. And let's do that. And so Matt goes, listen, the week after Oklahoma, I'm yours. And then he told me why. And I said, bet.
Right.
Bet. Like, it made sense. Like, you give me the list of stuff that we can't talk about, and we ain't gonna talk about it. Look, we got enough stuff to talk about.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we don't ever come up short. Jay and I could entertain ourselves about 8 hours if nobody was around. Like, we would just talk about all the other stuff. So I think that would be cool. Let's put a pin there. Jay, you need to get a song for Nick.
Today or tomorrow?
Today. Think about it over the break. You got time. You got 5 minutes before the break. Call now. We'll give away some passes. Big Sky's in the spot. Nick's here.
Does he need to know the name of the song or who sings it?
Whatever you decide he needs to know.
Oh, I could just go on my little Apple Music thing.
There you go. 464
and I'm gonna give 5685.
Nick or not, we'll give away some prizes. Matter of fact, let's it's a big kind of day. Let's give away the Tommy Frazier jersey today. Why? Because.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto.
T.O. Haas Tire reminds you there's still plenty of summer left for one more long weekend, one more day in the sun, or one more getaway drive down your favorite road to enjoy one last stretch of summer. And we're here to help with up to $100 back on a new set of Michelin tires, including the all-new Cross Climate 2.
T.O. Haas, Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I wanted to see a team that was pissed, that was urgent, and I saw that from the get-go from the defense. Man, they look good. The defense was getting in the backfield right away. Those first couple drives, oh my gosh. Man. And then it just stopped. I said, this can't be a couple drives. It's got to be a full 60 minutes. If you are going to tell me, Cam Taylor-Britt, on Monday that this is your Super Bowl for the year, I better see 60 minutes of hell out there. Fire. I didn't see.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Ready for this?
1, 2, 3, up.
At Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, we help rebuild the lives of people who've experienced traumatic illness and injury. With clinical expertise, cutting-edge research, and innovative technology, Madonna delivers world-class rehabilitation for adults and children. We restore hope one step, one word, and one breakthrough at a time, so our patients and their families can have confidence when we tell them, now you can. Learn more at Madonna.org.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating it in.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served Buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather tonight. Cloudy skies, overnight lows 65. Cloudy on Thursday, a high of around 80. Showers and storms with heavy rain likely. Lows tomorrow night 65. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Boughton for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In Class A football in Week 1, Lincoln Northeast fell to Fremont in a shutout with the score ending 35-0. Lincoln High defeated Lincoln North Star in a thriller 26-24. Lincoln Southeast would beat Omaha North 29-19. For local recruiting, Blake Miller from Lord Central Catholic 8-man football team committed to Nebraska's walk-on football program on Sunday. In softball on Saturday, number 6 Lincoln East took home the LPS Classic Pool title. They went 3-0 in their run for the title. They defeated Waverly 6-1, Elkhorn North 11-1, and Omaha Burke 9-7 on their run. To set things up for high school football on Saturday, Lincoln Lutheran will play at Lincoln Christian, Omaha Bryan will play at Lincoln High, Grand Island will play at Lincoln Pius, Lincoln Northeast plays at Lincoln North Star, and Lincoln Southwest will play at Lincoln Southeast. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick's a hater. Nick is a total hater. We'll have to ask Nick Sky that later. Ask him his opinion on that. Jay, yes or no? Is that a good-looking dude or no?
Yeah, man.
Right? Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Just
Whatever.
okay. So that answers the question.
Perfect. There you go.
That answers the question. Hater.
Happer, Bach,
Hate.
Happer,
hate.
Bach, and Jake are on my side.
Hate.
'Cause we had the same.
Hate.
We had We had the same discussion Saturday.
Yeah, y'all are haters.
Y'all really disgusting.
Y'all are haters. You see how deep they went in with the hate?
Sitting around drinking beers, hating.
Just hate. Like this dude out here playing football. He ain't thinking about y'all. Y'all hating on him. Y'all sitting in the studio hating on him. That is terrible. That is terrible. Oh my goodness, great. That's fantastic. Somebody has a question. Said that we need to work on the app. Trying to watch the video stream through it. Okay. All right. Well, we're trying to again allow us time to fix things as we need to and address them as appropriate. But the app has we put a lot of work in the app.
There's been a lot going on recently. Also,
a lot of work in the app, and there are a lot of different things being added. Yeah. So there's that. So Jay, do you have a song?
Yeah, I gave it to Big Sky.
Okay.
Yep, it's in there.
Okay. So Zach is with us, and Zach will tell us whether he thinks Nick will know this song or not. And quick note, Dakota on the text line says, if you're having trouble with that, download Twitch, and all of it comes together more easily, more quickly on Twitch. So there. Let's bring in Zach and see how. Zach, how you doing, brother? Zach, are you there? Zach is not there.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll wait. We will wait. You can call now, 464-5685. We'll play the song. If you think Nick will know the song, you can go Team Nick. If you do not think Nick knows the song, you go Team Nah. If you're correct, we'll go big today. Now, we'll say this. If you're incorrect, we've got Jay Foreman signed Buffalo Bills cards. If you're wrong. If you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If you're right, got a jersey.
I can't give any clues. I cannot do it.
Okay.
Let's see who we got here.
All right.
Phil.
That's Phil. Phil joins us on the show. Phil, how you doing today, brother? Nick?
Phil.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
There we go. We got him now. Okay, so Nick will play the song, and then you will let us know whether you think Nick knows the song or not. Nick, if you would, please, sir. There's zero chance he knows that. Zero chance. This is for
this is a little song for this week. Too. Big Sky probably know this song. I know he played this little player.
This is from George's. This is from Jay's dad.
These are the eyes that never knew.
No chance.
All right, Phil. What are we
No
thinking?
chance.
Phil,
There's no way he knows.
There's
this.
no way he knows that.
Not even a chance, Phil.
No.
Really? Man. Congratulations.
He didn't even try to guess.
He was just like, what is that?
Phil, Big Sky will get you.
Congratulations, Phil.
Oh.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good one.
That hurts, man. That hurts.
Hey, man, but see, it's indicative of this week, right? Show and tell.
Show and tell.
By Al Wilson.
Not
the linebacker.
Not even a clue.
Not the
Not even a
linebacker
clue.
from the Tennessee Volunteers or the Denver Broncos.
It's the game we want to play when we want to say.
Yeah.
I think DP, you need to continue just picking the songs because here's the deal. Jay doesn't know my alley.
Well,
he doesn't know.
So Jay,
my-
you can write down 5 bands or songs that and ask him whether he knows them. That's how I figured out what his lane was. Okay, so let me ask you.
You know the Migos?
No. Wait, Migos?
Migos.
Like the current Migos.
Yeah, Migos.
Oh, yeah.
You know the Migos. Okay. Do you know? Let's go back a ways. And I'll go even in your lane. So he didn't know Brick House Commodore.
That's right. Yeah, that's full.
How many Earth, Wind, and Fire songs do you know?
Couple or just one. September.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right. So
the one.
Right. So
what about Michael Jackson? Prince.
Oh, we've had the conversation about Prince. I know I couldn't probably recognize a Prince song until we got into the thick of it.
And then now you kind of
Now I kind of know the vibe and everything.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, I can usually get pretty easily.
Sheila E.
Nope.
Ready for the World.
Nope.
Kid and Play.
No.
Okay.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
No.
Do you know the Fresh Prince's real name?
Kobe Webster.
What?
Oh, dear mother of God. Big Sky. Big Sky, we need you. We need you because he just said he ain't know.
Does he know the Fresh Prince's real name? Wait. From like the TV show? Like Will Smith? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, obviously. Okay. Yeah.
What his government name?
Yeah, like getting jiggy with it and everything. Wow. Never forget I rapped that song.
Wow. Big Sky. Yeah, I was trying to find out what his lane was. And I asked him if he knew who the Fresh Prince real name was. And he paused.
No, you have to understand. I thought it was a trick question.
That's a bigger problem. So the DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Get Fresh Prince, you didn't put. Okay. Big Sky.
Yeah.
If I asked you to name a Patti LaBelle song, could you do it?
I could not.
Okay. If I asked you to name a I'm just trying to figure out what the median is.
Hey, Big Sky, do you know who Barry White is? No. I'm surprised he doesn't know who Barry
You
White is.
need to go find out who Barry White is.
All right.
See, as a matter of fact, on your single Christian tender
I'm not on it anymore.
profile, what you need to do is put Barry White behind it, just introducing it.
He does all the talking for
It'll
you.
say, as a matter of fact,
Big Sky, he'll do all the talking for you, man.
Actually, what you should do is get a Barry White song and have Big Sky do the lyrics and just read it.
Just read it. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do this.
A live read.
We're gonna do this at 5 o'clock.
That's what you need.
We're going to break
me in your
right
mix.
now, and Big Sky's gonna come
Just the
back
first
with
couple
Barry
verses.
White. With
Put
Barry
me in
White,
your
we're
mix.
gonna do that. We'll throw the break. Big Sky, Barry White is next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather tonight. Cloudy skies, overnight lows 65. Cloudy on Thursday, a high of around 80. Showers and storms with heavy rain likely. Lows tomorrow night 65. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Boughton for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Liberty First Credit Union is here to help you save time and money. Get a consolidation loan and conveniently combine all of your loans into one, leaving you with one fixed payment and one low-rate loan. Not a member? That's okay. Join Liberty First Credit Union at any of the 4 Lincoln locations, Seward, and in Omaha at 108th and L Street. Start saving with Liberty First Credit Union. Apply for a consolidation loan now at libertyfirstcu.com today. Approval required. Equal opportunity lender. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Welcome to today's episode of The Great Unknowns. Last time we talked about why chickens can't just cross the road in peace. Today's topic is the great unknowns of the future. Like, am I ready for what life throws at me? Well, that answer is easy. Just call a local State Farm agent. State Farm agents will help you plan for the what ifs in life so you know what to expect if the unexpected happens. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call your local State Farm agent Vinny Krekak at 402-474-1173.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well. With giveaways to listeners who drop by, it's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinny Krekak of State Farm Insurance.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See Club for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth 93.7. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Fires a pass, and it's intercepted by the Huskers at the 25, Jay Foreman. And Foreman takes it down to the 19-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2, and Jay Foreman is here. Nick is here. Big Sky is here. And we love you so much that you got the lyrics in front of you. Do you have the lyrics?
We have a karaoke version
okay.
ready to go on YouTube.
So I don't know if you're ready for this, but turn up your microphone, turn up your radio, your computer. Nick is going to give us a karaoke version of
Nick.
Big Sky.
Before we start, could it be described as though Barry White, was he a guy who made love to the microphone?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
We're in trouble. We are in trouble.
Yes. Yes. This is exactly what it is. So ready when you are, sir.
Hit it, Nick.
It's coming.
I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you. Oh, Nick. As many times we've loved, and we've shared love, and we've made love, it doesn't seem to me like it's enough. It's just enough. It's just enough, babe. Oh, my babe. Me unknown, baby. My baby. My darling. I can't get enough of your love, babe.
This is the greatest present I've ever
Girl,
given
I don't
myself.
know. I don't know how. I can't get enough of your love, babe.
Oh, Big Sky.
Some things I can't get used to, no matter how I try.
I bet you Big Sky, if he has Twitter, I bet you.
It's like the more you give, the more I want.
Come on. Look, man.
I'll give it to you, man.
Look, man.
I couldn't tell the difference between you and Barry.
Oh, that is. Oh, we got people on the side of the road, like blowing their horn. You got people holding up lights now. Oh, my goodness gracious. That. Nick, can I ask you what? Just tell me what jersey you want that you just wanted and you never got. Because for that performance, you can
Whoa, Nick's getting a jersey for what I did.
No, you are.
No, I get one.
No,
for
no,
the
no, no,
electric
no, no.
slide.
Nick has.
Yeah, I get one for the electric slide.
Oh,
which
all
is
right.
supposed to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I got you.
So tomorrow, Nick does the electric slide on video.
Here's the
with
deal.
the music.
No, here's the deal with the electric slide is I just have to find a space where I can have enough room
so you
to
can
move.
get down, right?
Yeah, so because I have a little flair that I add onto it. With the slap, with the slap the floor and everything.
Kado guy said I had to take my shirt off. It was starting to get too hot. Jake says, "Attaboy, Big Sky." Look, man, that's a win all around. What jersey is your like? What's your jam?
Ooh, okay. So,
Giannis.
No, he already gave me a Giannis jersey. Yes. The jersey, it was my first jersey ever, my first football jersey ever.
Okay.
And I'd like to bring it back in adult
Okay.
because I preschool pictures, Amon Green, Nebraska jersey.
You're not gonna believe this.
What?
But what if I told you that there will be an Amon Green jersey at the station tomorrow?
I'd totally believe you.
Didn't even know that was your dude.
Oh, he's my favorite football player of all time. He played for the Packers and the Huskers. Brandon Jacobs did the exact same thing, but Amon Green was a stud for both. Brandon Jacobs only a stud for the Huskers.
This has got to be a regular segment.
We have a phone call.
Big Sky Karaoke has
got
to
a phone call.
We got a phone call.
Who is it from?
No, it's probably for you.
We'll see.
No,
who
no,
it
no.
is.
Let's just take it.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
just
take it live
It's
on air.
probably about
All right,
you,
I
Big
already
Sky.
put it on.
Yeah.
What's up, caller? Hello.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Can I get your name?
Dave.
Dave, what's up, man?
Hey, you guys are playing the good music, man. I love it. Yeah. Now, if you play some Rolls Royce, I want to get next to you. I love it, man. I want to hear that. There you go. That's the good music. Thank you.
Oh,
You're
Dave,
welcome,
that's
man.
good, man. Dave, that's good. It's old school. That's the name of the show. Like the whole purpose is for us to be able to get silly with old school versus new
Yeah,
school.
man, we need to get you some pumps in the bump. Then we need to take it to a whole different level with you. Then YouTube.
I think Nick would kill pumps.
That's what I think that looked right. Yeah, pumps in the bump.
Okay,
is
no.
more Nick.
But see, what we now know is it's there. So can you find the
No, it's not
karaoke? Find the karaoke version for Pumps in the Bump.
Nick, you have a chance to earn a second jersey here.
Like anyone, it's a new season. Like you could just show out.
Give me a second here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Big Sky, that was impressive. You know what?
Yeah.
That took some. You know, my wife says she has to go change her panties now.
Okay.
Eric said,
Big Sky.
Eric said,
Big
what did you do? Bohunk Ben from Bennett said, pretty sure a baby was just made.
You must hey, the Big Sky. You must see radio now since you got the little thing. All we need is the camera on him.
Oh man, that was so good.
But he was smooth with it though.
Like he went in, like he
That
didn't
one?
even know it from. Oh.
Do we think it's that one, Big Sky?
It might be.
It's. Go ahead and hit it. And
This is a just a send it moment right here.
Yeah, just live.
MC Hammer.
Yes, that's it. That's it. So now you hear the rhythm, right? So now we need the karaoke version.
Yeah.
I need to collect myself.
Hey, Nick, here's what you do. You get on YouTube, okay, tonight, all right, and you Google Pumps in the Bump, the first one, and then you hit it up the next one with Dion in it, and then go ahead and then you come back at it, man.
But we still need version 1 now.
Yeah.
Come on, Nick.
Oh boy.
Come on, Nick.
You watching the video?
So think.
No.
Think,
It's just the karaoke.
think MC Hammer. Think.
Yeah.
You're not singing it. You're more
Pumps in a
rapping.
bump. Oh, pumps in a butt like that.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
rapping it.
Yeah.
But say it like you talking to it. Like you're letting this room full of co-eds,
Okay.
Nebraska co-eds, know what your party's going to be about. So I'm setting the scene. Nick's having a party. You're having a party, and all the women are wearing bikinis,
Okay.
right? And they're wearing high heel shoes.
I see.
I
And
commend.
so you let them know, hey, look, this is how we're going to do this. Pumps in a bump.
Volume 2. No,
And-
you probably just volume 1.
Let's go.
Okay.
Are you doing it right now?
Yeah, I guess
Let's
so.
go.
Oh,
Let's go.
okay. I
have
thought
no-
I was giving you 24 hours.
There's like the slide of words. I have no clue what comes after those slide of words.
I was giving you 24 hours.
Here we go.
So I guess since DP running things in here, you go ahead. I get
This is
superseded.
so good.
Forget sports.
Oh, bumps and a bump. Oh, we like the girls with the bumps and a bump. Oh, bumps and a bump. Oh, bumps and a bump. Oh, we like the girls with the bumps and a bump. Oh, bumps and a bump. Give me the girls with the bumps and a pump. Oh! Woo! I felt good. I felt good.
Yeah, see, look at it. You hyped it, right? Yeah, hey, I guarantee you there's going to be a time he's going to download that off his like iTunes or something. He's going to be in there in the gym. He's going to be at the rec center down on campus. I'm telling you what's going to happen. He's going to be in the rec center down on campus, and he's going to be looking at the girls in there working. Be like, yeah, she got pumps in the bump. Yeah, she could be at my party. You got how many roommates you got?
0.
0? Ooh. You got the roommates.
Yeah, I got 3.
I just
hey, you get all you gotta do is get you a keg, hit a couple of these songs that me and DP got, man. You got your rent paid.
I just
what's the cover charge?
Depends.
I think I found the intro for my
10,
new
5
for my
or
show.
free.
10, 5 or free.
I'm gonna have to. I know Rico likes Middle Child, but I like that beat a lot better.
he just went in. Jay Foreman, like
yeah, they just stepped all the way up.
they surprised us today. Like y'all went in.
That's good peer pressure. Like we talked about all the time in sports. That's good peer pressure.
I don't.
All in fun.
Now you need to go. So here's what you'll do. It's Hammer, and the version 1. You might want to watch it, but not really watch it because in version 1, Hammer decided he was going to wear like a mankini, like a banana thong.
Yeah, the cheetah on. Yeah.
Yeah, he had on cheetah underwear.
Yeah.
And shook it at the screen for like 3 minutes. And though there are no clothes in the video, like it's great. Then version 2, he went and got Deion Sanders to wake him up and like to set up the whole party. Like, hey man, we need to do Pumps and Pump 2. And they sent a bus down to Slauson to get some people to go to the party. And it's much more watchable. Now
Evander Holyfield's in there.
Okay.
And somebody else is in there too.
Well, in Too Legit to Quit, Glanville's in it. Jose Canseco,
Ricky
Mark
Waters,
McGuire is in it. Joe Montana's in it.
Ricky Waters is in Pumps in the Bump too.
A banana hammock is what that was. Yeah. So the first one, you'll know you're too far in if he doesn't have a shirt on early. Like just hit click and trust me.
Just get 2.
Yeah, just go to number 2 and go, look, they did this for me. Look, I'm going. So Nick, what jersey do you can think about it. You have until the end of this segment to tell me what your selection
I'll let
is.
you know.
Now you guys know that you set a very high bar. And as a part of this show on a regular basis, that has karaoke.
It's got to be like once a week.
I like that beat though.
It's tight, ain't it?
I like it.
We're once
You
a
can
week.
play it again. You can play it again.
I already closed out of it, but I'll
play-
load it back
you
in.
play
You
it
guys
again.
can talk and I'll.
No, it just this is back in. This is when he started. He left when Hammer left Oakland and started hanging out with the Atlanta Falcons because of him and Deion.
And they was winning back then. Remember?
Well, they was winning until they came to DC and they put that 50 burger on them in a playoff game, and then threw all the those seat cushions.
Yeah.
They gave out seat cushions for the game, and when Washington hit 50, everybody in the stands just without cue threw those cushions in the air onto the field.
Wow.
And they had to call. They had to pause the game to collect 50,000 seat cushions, yellow seat cushions flying through the air. Nick, you got it?
The computer's so slow.
Hey, well,
It's
here's
coming.
a question for DC when you were D. Oh, look at it.
You see his move?
Yeah,
he got his little like
yeah. I can see Nick in the club to this, man.
See, this is why you guys need to be on the video stream to see
to
be Big Sky and Nick shaking it right now. Y'all are missing out. Like this is.
He had a full body convulsion, didn't he? Like he just got burped or something. The Heimlich maneuver just went on him.
He was waiting for it. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, hey, were you in DC when Gus Frerotte headbutted the goalpost and broke his neck?
The game was. I want to say the game was in St. Louis. I want to say it was in St. Louis.
I thought it was at home.
For whatever reason, I thought so. So here was the peep: was that when Gus first got to DC, he was a backup. Nobody really knew what the deal was. Like you didn't really expect much of him. But I would have him on the Redskin show back in the day. And for correction, folks, the title of the show was Redskin Magazine, so don't get mad. But he was on the show, and he was like happy to be there. Thank you,
Right.
talking to a backup. And I'm like, well, you're not going to be a backup for long. Or what do you mean? You can play. Like, you can play. They're going to figure out how to do it. First start, balled out. I think it was start number 2 that he did the headbutt.
Yeah.
And he tried to headbutt the pads.
It missed.
The pads. Well, no, he didn't miss. He just hit it too clean because he hit the seam but where the pads come together. And behind that was concrete.
He broke his neck.
Behind that was concrete. And he didn't break his neck, but he concussed himself.
He could cut, but he hurt his neck though.
Yeah, like he was out. He was out
for the rest of the season.
He was out. Gus could have been. So imagine that Gus, what happens when a backup quarterback gets in and becomes good.
Right.
So some genius came up with the Gus bus. And everybody in DC had I'm on the Gus bus shirt. And it was Gus. So we went through, remember, Joe T breaks the leg.
Yeah.
Goes through that. Schrader comes in.
Yep.
Schrader gets them better, but not good enough to beat the Giants. Doug takes over to beat the Giants, the Eagles, and then goes to Super Bowl. Then after that, it was Rippon, which was an accident. They didn't really know that Rippon was that dude. But before Rippon, Trent Green comes off, gets a start, balls out, and then takes the kids the St. Louis job before Warner gets it. Trent Green gets hurt in a preseason game. Warner comes off the bench, gets the job, and goes full. The rest is history. Gus Frerotte did the same thing, except Gus did it
He went to
in
Minnesota.
7 different series. He did it in 7 cities, I think.
Yeah, he was up in Minnesota.
Yeah. So, DC,
Never really recovered from that snap neck incident.
Gus could have been.
He had a nice little arm on him.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: Gus beat out some dudes. Like it's not like Trent Green had already beaten out Kurt Warner,
Right. Yeah.
and Gus beat him out.
Yeah. I mean, the Redskins had some quarterbacks. From Doug Williams, Jay Schroeder was okay. Mark Rippon.
Mm-hmm.
They had Trent Green. At one point in time, they had Rich Gannon.
Mm-hmm. That Gannon didn't do much with him.
Wouldn't play him, but I mean,
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson was there. I mean, they've had some good quality, obviously not Hall of Famers, but I mean, they've had, if you compare the Redskins' plethora of quarterbacks to like the Vikings, it's like,
Well, no, but think about it this way:
the Vikings had Dante Culpepper. And
they had Warren Moon, they had Favre.
Warren Moon, Favre. I don't really count Favre.
Like
No, I'm not talking Target. I'm just talking in like modern day time. Favre, yeah, but I mean Favre was like.
So Dante, Moon, Randall. They had Randall Cunningham for a couple of years, but they finally
and they were all like short stints.
Right, they were all short. Well, but that was the league back then. Not many people got to play quarterback at one place for a duration of their career in the NFL back then. Not during that stretch. One, because the game was too physical. Like quarterbacks had to get beat up during that series.
Yeah,
like during that stretch. So. Yeah, I don't know how.
Hey, you remember when Stan Humphries got hit? I should be laughing. Hey, you remember when he got hit and he woke up with blinking his eyes? He was full asleep.
So Stan played softball with us. So I played for Washington's softball team. They had a travel softball team that would play charities all over America. So anybody had an NFL charity and they wanted to play softball. They called and Washington would sit in the group. And so imagine, and I could load this up. This team was so talented that it was frightening. Like if this team decided they were going to stop playing football and go play softball for money. So Mark Rippon played third. Mark Rippon could hit a softball 370 feet, a restricted flight softball that most mortal humans would top out at like 310.
Right.
Mark Rippon was 375 on a humble. The only guy on the team who hit the ball further than him was Stan Humphries. Stan Humphries was an all-state baseball player. Stan played short. We had Big Ray Brown, 6'7", 320 pounds, playing catcher.
Yeah.
So there were no plays at the plate.
Right.
There were no plays at the plate.
Ray Brown played like 22 years in the league.
He's a coach now.
Yeah. He's the offensive line coach.
Yeah. So the outfield was Gary Clark in left, Ricky Sanders in right, Art Monk in center, and I played left center.
Oh, you ain't getting nothing but singles.
Right? Like that was like we were laughing. And then Art Monk and it was humbling, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be quite frank. The first day we had Art Monk playing with us, and we're playing at RFK, and it was 360 to where they had set up for softball, and we're playing the Hollywood All-Stars. So it's Michael, the dude Zach from the TV show. What's the high school TV show? Give me a not. Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. Corbin Burnson, like all the dudes, Jobu, Dennis Haysbert, like all the Hollywood All-Stars. Art Monk showed up, and I'm like, okay, where do you want to play? And he goes, well, I want to play next to you. And I'm like, oh crap. Okay, I don't need this pressure, right? That's Art Monk. Like I don't need that kind of pressure. And he goes, I'm going to hit first. You hit second behind me. I'm like, okay, well, whatever you say. I'm just here. I'm happy to be here. Like y'all, I'm just here to carry y'all's bags. Like this is. Art Monk said he hadn't hit a softball in 10 years. Art Monk saw one pitch and hit it 385 feet. And then kind of did the Jordan shoulder shrug, like, whoops. And that's what I fully accepted, that you professional athletes aren't human.
Yeah, some aren't. Yeah.
You guys aren't human. Like, this isn't, like, I thought I was a pretty good athlete, and I could hit. He walked up for the first, like, he didn't even know, like, how he was going to hold a bat. He goes, what bat should I use? And I said, well, just pick him up and swing him. He goes, which one do you use? And I was like, this one's mine. And he goes, oh, it's new. And I said, yeah. He goes, okay, I'll try not to mess it up. And he just walks up. I don't think he dug in. Like, I think he just kind of walked up, and they announced him, and the dude, it was Charlie Sheen was the pitcher. And Charlie Sheen throws the first pitch, and Art, it looked like Art was going to take it. And then all of a sudden, when the ball got within like the 2-inch space that he could hit it, Art just unleashed. And Jay Foreman, like I wasn't going to hit behind. I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like the crowd standing up cheering, and I'm going, he just hit a 380. I hope y'all don't expect me to do.
You need to lay a bunt down after that.
Like, you know,
can you bunt in softball?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. No, look, the difference between mortal humans and you pro athletes, and I don't care what sport you play. If you are a professional, from an athlete standpoint, there's stuff that you can do that us other humans shouldn't even be talking about. Because Art Monk Art Monk was 6'3", 205, yeah. Oh, and by the way, our pitcher was Russ Grimm. So they wasn't hitting no balls back up the middle. There wasn't no, hey, I'm gonna try out a dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like any of the charity softball?
No, I ain't doing any of that stuff.
We're gonna have to put one together here, bro. We're gonna have to put one together for I think that would be good. From the text line, I'm a 49ers fan, and Ray Brown and Chris Dolman were big nasties on the middle of their offensive line in my middle school years. Yeah, Ray Brown and Bruce Smith are the two biggest humans that played football that I've been around.
And Ray Brown is like prison swole though.
Natural.
Like he's got big legs, but he is swole up top, like for an offensive lineman, like no fat. We played him. This is funny. So we were playing him, and it was kind of a physical game, and we had Pat Williams and Ted Washington, and I was in there playing, and things were getting heated or whatever, and him and Pat kind of are mixing it up, right? And so Pat got subbed out or whatever, so it's in between, like it must have been about to be third down, so it must have been a timeout. So I was about to run over and talk to the defensive coordinator, and Ray Brown has this deep voice. He's like, hey, young foreman, come here, man. I'm like, what's up? He's like, when you run over there, tell Pat Williams to come back in here so I can kick his what. I was like, damn. So I was like, Pat, man, what happened? And Pat, when he gets all like excited, he started stuttering, and he's like, couldn't get a sentence out. And then Ted Washington was like, he got his butt kicked.
Yeah. And my buddy just texted, yes, the Gus Frerotte headbutt was in RFK.
Yeah.
It was in FedEx.
Yeah.
It was in FedEx. So we'll throw it to break. Look, we're having fun. I'm so proud of you two for doing what you did. There are no words. Good stuff all around. More old school when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Black Diamond Enterprises asks that we take a moment of silence to remember all the victims of the September 11th attacks. Stand up and salute our local men and women who are our first responders. From the EMTs and fire and police departments that serve and protect our communities to those serving in our military. On this anniversary, let's remember those lives lost as a sign of appreciation for your dedication. This message courtesy of our good friends at Black Diamond Enterprises at 5810 South 162nd Street outside of Walton. Call 402-782-2101.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Here's to days spent roaming, and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line, and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical, and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to 100 years of your Nebraska State Parks. Plan your next trip today at NebraskaParks100.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Another packed fall season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their Cosmic Eye and Glacial Till selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch growler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
Where will you go next? The Southeast Community College Fall 2021 Continuing Education Schedule of classes is arriving in your mailbox. Learn CPR and first aid, or choose a path in trades and industrial technology like automotive or welding, or computers and technology like social media and web development and design, or 19 pages of personal interest classes like making door signs or woodworking. The entire schedule is online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy Labor Day weekend. We are thankful for all the hard workers in this country that make it great and celebrate with them all with well-deserved time off this weekend. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services on the air because they care.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance. Back to old school with DP and J. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm so, like I said, I'm proud of them, Jay. I didn't think they were going to pull that off.
Me neither.
Right? Like I just didn't. I didn't expect it, Nick. You absolutely surprised me.
Just when
I surprised myself.
We think you just have no hope. You take 4 steps forward.
That was a big step. Like
that was steps.
Yeah. Like that was like close to hood pass. Like folks was like looking and going, he tried.
Yeah.
which is all it was.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Is
As long
that-
as you try.
Right? Like that
Honest
was,
effort.
Let me ask this question to the text line. Is there anybody in the text line who feels like they could match either Big Sky or Nick's performance? Is there anybody in the text line who feel like they have Barry White chops or Hammer chops? Like, and you don't have to do the hammer moves while you're
Right.
doing it. You just got to rap. But let me know. You can text it and let me know. Jay, it's the Urban Meyer conversation that we were having led me to try to wrap my brain around. How is the league going to handle COVID issues? Now they said, right, that if you miss a game, you miss a game.
Right.
But you're going to play.
What the team's gonna play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
The players, if you miss or you got COVID, then you just miss. And you ain't getting paid.
If you're in the
I
locker
think.
room, and let's say you guys are going, you got the Patriots this week, or you got the Chiefs this week, right?
Right.
And you're on the defense, and a defensive starter can't play. What's that conversation going to be like?
I mean, there ain't no conversation. Just get healthy, wish you the best. And I mean, that happens. It's no different than it's like having an injury. Pulled a hamstring, rolled an ankle. You'll be back. It's not like he blew his ACL and he's out for the whole season. So you just gotta, it's always the next man up.
Who had the worst injury that you ever played with?
That I saw? We played in the Music City Miracle. Marlo Perry got cut down from behind from Benji Olsen and it just shredded his knee. It was just kind of like just hanging there. That's all I can think of. Yeah.
Yeah, knee injuries.
Back then, they were still, you could still come back, but it was sad because it was the playoffs and Marlo was about to be a free agent. So, and he would have probably, done well or whatever. I mean, you see plenty of guys getting, put to sleep. That's not that bad, just because back then that was like every week.
Today's rules. Look, we can't play that game.
Yeah.
Anymore. You can't play that game anymore.
Yeah. I think that's probably it. We played in Houston. We played in the Hall of Fame game, and there was a guy that went in. And he was on punt return and dipped his head a little bit, and he just went, limp. And he eventually, got all his feelings back in his extremities. But that was probably the most scary one that I saw, just because it wasn't a big hit. It was just the perfect hit for, him to kind of lose all feeling for a while.
Technology has changed. Medical procedures have changed.
Yeah.
With your injuries, how many more years would you have gotten under today's medical care?
Maybe a few. I think the biggest thing for when you get injured is the timing of the injury. You'd almost rather get hurt at the beginning of the season or preseason because then you get the rehab and then you're ready for free agency and you're ready for off season. That's number one. Number two, you got to have good advisors around you that kind of can project if there's going to be any foreseeable salary cap issues, can you redo your contract to kind of keep you on the team? If not, then you're healthy enough to go out and try out. But I think with mine, I got, lifelong injuries. So I think for me, I just wouldn't have, you're not going to repair the stuff I got. So I don't think, it might have helped my knee and ankle maybe, but the ones that kind of put the nail in the coffin was it was a couple, I was worried about, rolling around in a wheelchair. I like rolling around in my Tahoe versus a wheelchair if I would have got hit or if I would have hit somebody. I remember Lawrence Taylor they asked him when he knew it was time to kind of hang it up. And by no means am I comparing myself to Lawrence Taylor, and I remember just at this point in time when I heard him say it, I was still in the middle of my career, just playing. And never really, really be honest with you, up until I got injured, I never missed a practice or a game, obviously a game, never missed a practice. I took pride in always being there. And I like practice. Obviously, within reason. I like football, I like the competition. So I wasn't going to find a reason to sit out practice. But I remember Lawrence Taylor said once he had to think twice about running headfirst into a hit or a pile. He knew it was time or his time was coming. And I remember a few times I'm thinking, like, I'm running over here, but I'm like hoping this whistle stops before I jump in here. I got to do something. So then I kind of realized that, I was a couple of, maybe a bad hit away, for some, tragic to happen. So, the NFL retires you. You don't ever retire unless you're like Barry Sanders or like Peyton Manning or somebody like that.
Well, I mean, that's where you're starting to make a business decision instead of football decision.
Yeah, it's a life decision and stuff like that. And, once you get, a little bit older, then, it's, it becomes a salary cap issue, retirement issue, for the teams and stuff like that. So there's a lot of other things that goes into the decision whether you get the chance to keep playing versus besides can you still play. There's the guys that retire, I guarantee you majority I would say 90% can still play better than the guys that are actively playing. There's always like some things that you would never even think as a virgin fan or a person that doesn't have any intimate knowledge of how this thing works, like why they're not playing.
Yeah, Gary Clark, Washington told him he was done.
All right.
The Cardinals made him the big offer. He went out there for a couple of years. They thought he was going to be done. One, because Gary wasn't going to play for just nothing.
Right.
And then he goes to Miami and he balls out. And then he reached the point where, and Gary wanted to work out. Gary couldn't work out. Like his hamstrings were just too torn up. And he made that. He said, the moment I realized that I had to not make a catch because it hurt too much,
right,
was when he needed to stop.
I mean, you just seen it on Tuesday. So I was watching like the Saints. They had signed Devontae Freeman, right? And so he's kind of like Alvin Kamara before Alvin took off when he was with the Falcons. He was the fantasy football. He'd rush for 1,300 yards, and he'd have 500-600 yards receiving. Then he got hurt, got released by Atlanta, had a decent year for the Giants last year, and the Giants weren't very good. Signs with New Orleans. New Orleans releases him. You can't tell me that he can't back up Alvin Kamara.
Right.
It's a salary cap issue. Do we want to pay him that much money, to be the backup? He's not a kick returner. So then you see a lot of guys that still can play get released, and that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes.
So you didn't actually. You got how many times did you get cut? Twice.
Twice. Yeah. I think twice. Yeah.
Well, you're so funny to me because you like totally black out like two cities. It was like you and I can talk about two cities, but there are two cities you don't talk about. Did you think you had a chance to contribute with the Giants?
Yeah, I always say that if I could have got to the Giants a year or two early, I would have been there for a while. I got to the Giants as I was coming off my injury. I could still move and groove, and but it was just kind of you were just a hired hitman. So I would have liked to come back that next year, and because I didn't mind Tom Coughlin, I really didn't. The first meeting when we were on the road, it was a little different because say the meeting started at 8, I walk in at 7:52. He's going berserk talking about I'm late. I'm like, hold on, man. Look, I know I'm on West Coast time, and I know I'm here early. Well, his thing is he wanted you to be there at 7:45. Well, I'm like, if that's what you want, you got to tell me. I'm not going to call the NFLPA and say you starting to meet in 15 minutes early. You just have to tell me. So luckily enough, Strahan talked to him, and then I've been fine. I never had a problem with him. I would have liked to have been there. One, because the Giants were a first-class organization. They were all about winning. I just liked the team, and I knew they had, talent. That was Eli when he was not very good.
That's what I was going to ask.
He wasn't very good. I remember we lost in the playoffs against Carolina, and I'm walking out to the car, and I think my dad was there. We were walking out, and it was Eli, his dad, his mom, and what's the brother named Cooper. It was the whole all of them. Everybody except Peyton.
Right.
And so where you'd park, the player parking, it was like encapsulated by like a fence and over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had like I think I had a rental car or something like that, and then I was parked. Eli had been parked. He was parked close to me, like a slot or two. So we're getting there, and I'm just throwing my stuff in the trunk or whatever. And these fans are next to the fence, shaking the fence, talking. I mean, they were calling him every name that you could think of. It was his fiance or girlfriend at the time, who's his wife, and they were like, "You shouldn't be with him. This, and this, blah blah blah." Telling his dad he shouldn't even, procreate. I was like, "Dang! Like these dudes is like ruthless." So I thought I could do something with the Giants. I really like San Fran as well. Mike Nolan was a coach who was kind of, he was at the Redskins for, I think, right, or for some time.
Yep, he was on the defensive side of the ball.
Right, he's a acquired taste per se.
He's just weird.
Weird, yeah, weird. And so I mean, once you get set, I always say, you get nine seasons in, that 7 good ones and 2 kind of crappy ones. One, because you go from, you build yourself up to ascend or whatever, and then you never really get a chance to kind of do it. Then you never really get a chance to kind of like finish out. So after 9, I was like, I mean, if somebody would have called, I probably would have went in and did my thing. But by that time, the way the CBA is and all that other stuff, it just didn't work out. And I, physically I had enough. I felt like I had enough.
Well, and at some point you're almost paying yourself to retire.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, it's all, the funny thing about the NFL is like, you could have the same player, right? Say he's an average player. He goes to one organization that's all about football, and say you got an owner that has some sort of football background that can actually watch a game and be like, you know what, I want to draft guys. I want to bring them up to the program.
There aren't many former player owners.
No, or just that understand football, or a GM that actually wants to kind of build a team and through draft and guys in true football, wanting to win eventually or through time. The same player can go to another organization and play half or even a quarter of the years in the league, just going to a bad organization. And it's weird, the dynamics of it. And I remember when when David Carr was down there, and I remember looking at David and I was like, dude, this dude ain't got a chance in hell of having a successful career.
Well, they said it was playing the 2 years was like paying yourself for the next 30.
Yeah,
because once you got over you're
vested, for sure. But I was just saying for David, like him, I'd been a part of like good organizations. I'd been in Buffalo, right? So I'd seen, John Butler. I'd seen the owner Ralph Wilson, and I'd seen how it kind of operates, and I'd seen, we had a good offensive line around them. You know what I'm saying? We had Eric Moulds and Peerless Price and those guys, and Antoine Smith at running back, Thurman Thomas. I mean, you see what a real legitimate playoff team looks like, and the vibe where they're really trying to win. Well, Charlie Casserly was like making sure we had nice pens and paper and all the other stuff. And you bringing in dudes that ain't got no chance. I mean, there was a time I remember in my second year, we'd have jokes like, how many dudes you gonna bring in that got released from the Bengals and have them work out? Like, what are you doing?
Well, they asked the question, why would you go and pick up the scraps of like a McDonald's?
Right.
Go to Steakhouse.
Right. Because nobody wanted to deal with them though.
Like,
and here's another funny story. And this isn't bag on Charlie Casserly because,
well, but it's easy to do.
He had to, take care of his brother a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember we played the Dolphins. I remember this. And you read the scouting report, right, of a particular player. And it's like, it said something like, a big guy, looks physical, plays soft, plays too high, can't move his feet, liability and pass rush. We should get home on him today. Okay. But they said like if he gets his hands on you, he'll try to drive you, but he's not a finisher, so blah blah blah. Right? We go through it. I think we beat him or whatever. Next offseason, we signed the dude to make him one of the highest paid players at his position. You know what I'm saying?
See, there's so many of those, and sadly, they're usually Charlie Casserly stories.
Yeah,
like sorry.
Well, the Heath Schuler thing for the Redskins.
Look, I can't even.
And Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson.
Stubblefield,
yeah,
Wilkinson,
Big Daddy Dan
Heath,
Wilkinson,
Desmond. Don't be mad, Husker fans. Brian Davis, who played corner here and went to Washington in their Super Bowl run, and they had to get rid of him. Get rid of him. So, but they're dummies all over the place. That's what it was. Brian Davis deserved better than what he got, and he certainly deserved better treatment than he got. We'll throw it a break. Big Sky will give us his last thought, and that'll get us through the last hour of Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather tonight. Cloudy skies, overnight lows 65. Cloudy on Thursday, a high of around 80. Showers and storms with heavy rain likely. Lows tomorrow night 65. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Boughton for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Another packed fall season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their Cosmic Eye and Glacial Till selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street. At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Here's to days spent roaming and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to 100 years of your Nebraska state parks. Plan your next trip today at NebraskaParks100.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Keep your home comfort system running efficiently with ESP from Bryant. Get total system checks twice each year and never pay overtime on service calls. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
It's Supreme Spa and Pool's huge Labor Day sale. Save now, save big. Above ground pools from $29.99. Stealth, the world's strongest semi-engraved in-ground pool with a lifetime transferable warranty from $69.99. Book now. In-ground pool packages from $29.99.
Installed this year.
Cash and carry spawns from $39.99. Ready for immediate pickup with a free water care kit. Labor Day sale savings at SupremeSpaAndPool.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know, this lineup today is strong. I want to thank Derek Walker for giving us the 3 o'clock hour, Jay Foreman 4 to 6. Behind us, Buzzy Carruthers, Huskers basketball, and Kobe Webster. The guard will join the show, and Buzzy will give you 2 hours. And then behind that, at 8 o'clock from 8 to 10, Terrence Badgett, Bernard Day, Andre Woolridge, Bo Reed. They're going to have a mini reunion on this joint. We'll go till 10 o'clock. Jay, any of those names pop?
Yeah, I was hearing about them cats. Well, Terrence was there when I played, but hearing about some of the other cats when I first got to Nebraska.
The legacy part of Nebraska is really cool to me.
Yeah.
But this weird marriage between Omaha dudes who go to Iowa, like that's Andre Woolridge.
Yeah.
Like he was.
Well, he was here first, right? And then he went to
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like so, you kind of go, okay. There's so much. Like there's some weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
it's close, and I guess
Yeah,
I don't know.
close the. Close the border.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Let's do that. Big Scott, what you got for us today?
All right, so I sent out a tweet today. It was a poll, and it said 3 years ago, Nebraska did not play Akron in a game that was canceled due to storms.
Okay.
At the time, much was made that, is this a bad omen? And then season went as it did, and people used that as a blame. Like, hey, if we'd gotten that Akron game, we would have been off to a hot start. And so I just asked, is Nebraska where it is at today if Frost gets that first game in 2018? And it's pretty split. 51% say yes, and 49% say no, and that's out of 250 votes.
Wow.
So I turn it over to you guys. What do you think happens if Scott Frost gets that first game in 2018?
Oh, he starts out 1-0. Well, I mean, it does. I think it probably does change the dynamics of the season, of the whole tenure. Maybe so. But I definitely think it would change the dynamics. I mean, you're more ready to play Colorado because we play Colorado next, right? So you're more ready to play Colorado, and you're just you kind of get through the whole. You get to do your dress rehearsal. I mean, there is something to be said to be able to play, a lesser opponent at the beginning, and then you play a more well-oiled machine the next game. So it definitely, I think, affected the season because you're playing catch up, right? You're playing catch up during the season. You know what I mean? You're always playing behind the 8 ball, just because you're starting out, then you're not winning, then you have the Northwestern game, and then it's like you're waiting for the bubble to pop, then you finally get it, then you kind of start getting then you take the exhale, and you finish off the season real strong, but then the season ends, right? So you never really get going until it's too late. So definitely affected that season. And it probably, I'd say an indirect way kind of could affect seasons afterwards because, you have a good first season, it changes everything, changes the dynamics. You don't have people drawing back on year one because year one would be, say it's a success, even if it's, 6-6 or 5-7 or whatever would be viewed as a better season. So it's a little bit different.
An interesting nugget from that season is the Bethune-Cookman game that they used to replace Akron when in the bye week that was originally between Minnesota and Ohio State. Minnesota's your first win, and Ohio State you play to a 5-point game, 36-31. Probably one of the most impressive games we've seen out of a Frost team.
Right.
Does that extra week of preparation, if you don't have Bethune-Cookman, is that the difference? Is that the 5 points you missed out on?
Maybe so. I think that's, Ohio State was playing Michigan the next week or something. So, it was, I guess, a trap game, I guess. Nebraska, sometimes those games can be a little bit more tighter from the Ohio State perspective. But, Nebraska played well. I think, when you had NFL guys at, the marquee positions, Devine was rolling. You know, and he was really rolling. They were feeding him. You had Stanley Morgan. You had JD, right? And then you had everybody else. So you had everything that you need for the offense to be explosive. And when you have guys that can play, right, and they might not be like NFL superstars, but guys that actually can play at the next level at those positions, along with the running back, that Divine made that line look really, really good in the way he was hitting it. And they blocked, pretty good. So, I think that's really what kind of makes it go. And then once you're able to score points, it changes the dynamics of the whole football game. And so, really back to the Akron game, if they would have been able to play that, start off on a good foot, I think it probably would have led to a couple more victories. I mean, I think the Northwestern game, when they had 2% chance and they went down and scored, that was something that maybe not have happened. And you kind of get a little bit more confidence to do it, because I think you're almost like, we see a victory and you're playing not to lose versus then you play to win because you already won a game before that.
As a coach, I always fell in the weird category that I wanted any extra game to be against a tough opponent, so I could go handle my business against the people in my division, district, conference, etc.
Right.
There was some need to take time off and get folks a chance to play who don't normally get to play, but I usually like that at the end of the year. Like we put in before,
like Alabama does.
Yeah,
they put in like Meatloaf State before they go play like LSU or Auburn. Yeah,
because it allows you to take time off.
Yeah, get fresh. Yeah, and get some guys some reps,
and it gives you tape on the people who are supposed to take over the program next year.
Right. Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't mean to give away family secrets. We'll get out of here. Buzzy Carruthers and What's the Buzz is next. Jay Foreman, well done. Big Sky, you rock. You're a rock star, man. Nick, appreciate you. We'll be right back.